Welcome players, we are here with top 4 and this time I've got a co-caster. Finally, Sandra is gone from my mind.
Yeah, indeed. It's Nick here. Just lost my top 4 sets. So
Get over it.
it just happened, okay? It's fresh in my mind.
It's
no, but yeah, now we
Sandra?
have now we have our other top 4 contenders, which is Bjorn versus Elias.
Yeah, we are looking forward to seeing this match. We have seen Bjorn earlier as well, winning his Swiss round, as well as Elias winning his Swiss round and his top 8. So that means Bjorn is standing 1 win behind right now on stream. So maybe that powers him up to just be just that bit stronger, because we are having a team with Pelipper, Arcaladon, Clefable, Basculin, Jamil, Decidueye, Hisuian form, and Samurott, Hisuian form.
Yeah, and funny enough, the other Hisuian starter is on Elias' side of the team with Hisuian Typhlosion, then followed by Whimsicott, Annihilate, Ursaluna Bloodmoon, Farigiraf, and Clefairy.
The gang's all here.
Legends Arceus would be proud.
Absolutely.
To see his new children all brought into the top 4 of the Poképlay Championship.
The 2 lesser versions fighting against the better one.
Yeah, indeed.
As we do have the leads, it is Annihilate, Whimsicott versus Clefable and the Pelipper. Pelipper being able to Hurricane either of these Pokemon really for good damage, but on the other hand, we do have the Whimsicott being able to Sunny Day as well. Dag Matteo!
Bye! But we also saw that Elias is very comfortable with this matchup. But we first saw that he terraed his Whimsicott with the Terra Water to avoid the Hurricane. And then in the second game, he terraed his Annihilated Terra Fire, avoiding that Hurricane. So, no, it is not as safe as you would think for Bjorn. But let's see what moves he has locked in, of course.
Elias has complained quite a few times to me about one thing, and that is hitting Hurricanes in the sun. It is only 50% accurate, but it keeps happening to him.
That's true. That's indeed unfortunate, but let's remember Elias likes to complain a lot.
That's, honestly, it's a job.
It's a job, indeed. But let's see, we see the Terra coming off. It is the Whimsicott, meaning Terra Water is now on the field on Elias' side, of course. That means that we can see a Tailwind or maybe a Sunny Day coming off from Elias' side. The Follow Me for Clefable, making sure that the Pelipper is safe. And yeah, the Rage Fist, you know, it can hurt, and they all try to avoid that beat up as well. Strategy. The sun goes up, meaning that, Hurricane is not good to land. We see the final gamut going on into Clefable. Is it enough? It is enough to get that annoying threat out of Elias' face. But that also means that the Annihilate is gone.
Yep, 1 for 1. Elias seemingly would think this is okay, because Clefable is a Pokemon that is super bulky, being able to redirect any kind of moves as well. Pelipper is still on the field, so the Bjorn will have to switch out his Pelipper and then back in again to get that rain going again. And then there's still this Whimsicott that you then again have to deal with.
Yeah, indeed, it's a very difficult position for Bjorn, because his main weather is gone, meaning the rain. So switching it out will mean he needs to switch it out again to reset everything. Now we see the Hisuian Samurott on the field of Bjorn, going against the Bloodmoon Ursaluna from Elias. This means that, of course, the Terra is already gone for Elias' side of the team, meaning that the Ursaluna is still very weak to every water move that Samurott wants to go for. But the Whimsicott has Tailwind still up his sleeve, meaning that it can double the speed of everyone on Elias' side on the field, meaning that the Bloodmoon could be faster and even KO that Samurott before it could even hit him. We see that Samurott switching out, meaning that the 4th Mon of Bjorn is going to get into the place of him. Archaladon going in. That means, let's see where this will lead for Elias. We see the Tailwind coming off, which means the speed is double. Bloodmoon coming off as well into the Archaladon, definitely not enough to KO it, and that means that it's a +1 stamina boost as well. And now let's see if the Pelipper is switching out or maybe just going for a Tailwind itself. So meaning that that Archaladon is fast and Bloodmoon Ursaluna is also fast.
Yeah, this is the Freddy Fazbear versus somehow a bridge that is moving.
Indeed.
Who would win? Can you jump higher than the bridge?
Well, normally I can't, but let's see if Bloodmoon Ursaluna can.
You fool! Bridge can't jump. Bridges can't jump.
But this bridge can jump, and it's also quite fast for being it's just a normal bridge.
That's absolutely true. Stats all around as right now. This Ursaluna cannot go for the Blood Moon, but it does carry that Earth power, which it can very well just use as well onto this Archaludon, which will deal a bit more damage as it is just a Moonblast into the Pelipper, trying to make sure that that is firstly dealt with. It is the Weather Ball onto the Blood Moon. It is Sun boosted this time,
Indeed.
so it's not. It's still 100 base power, and the Body Press as well, and that will take out the Ursaluna. These Pokemon are fast, and not just any kind of fast, but fast.
Indeed, that was very well played from Bjorn on the side of the field. Seeing that the Bloodmoon Ursaluna could be a threat for this Archaludon with an Earth Power available. And yeah, going for that double up means it is now get rid of, which means Whimsicott and Typhlosion are the only Pokemon on Elias's side on the field. And the Pelipper is also still there. Now Bjorn still has this decision to make. Can I switch out my Pelipper to reset that rain, making sure that the Typhlosion isn't going to hit that much, or am I just going to let it get KO'd and maybe hope that my Samurott can help sweep everything up? But still, it's like that Typhlosion can hit really hard with its fire moves, making sure that it is, if I'm correct, it is indeed a Choice Specs variant with Blaze in the Sun. That means that every fire move is going to do a lot of damage, and even the Terra type is not going to get help here. We see the Pelipper using the Wide Guard, making sure that every eruption is just blocked out. Moonblast going into that slot. The Pelipper goes out, meaning sure that the rain doesn't reset this time. And let's see what move Typhlosion is going for. We see the Overheat, and it is not missing this time. It seemed like it was going to miss, but that's not the option here. We see Overheat KOing that Archaludon pretty easy with the Choice Specs in the Sun.
It is a scary thing to suddenly see animations go and you're like, am I hitting these?
Yeah.
Do we hit these?
And it's always for the moves that don't have like 100% accurate moves.
It's always scary.
Yeah, it's always for Draco Meteor, Overheats, that kind of stuff. That's always with that uncomfortable second there.
So Typhlosion is locked into a fire move, but on the other hand, we have Whimsicott that is able to still Moonblast its way through its dark typing here.
Yeah, with the Moonblast going into that Samurott, doing a lot of damage, meaning and lowering its special attack. Yeah, Overheat hits, main KO, but even now with the final one being Samurott, of course, it was difficult for Bjorn to do something against the two of them. You could KO maybe the Typhlosion with a water move, but then you have that Whimsicott still on the field with a Moonblast and resisting every move that Bjorn had on his Pokemon, on the Samurott with the water move, Sacred Swords, and I think Ceaseless
Edge. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It's just as you said. You know, as a kid, I've always been taught that water would defeat fire, but this time it seems like this fire kind of hard to beat.
Yeah, indeed. The fire is indeed up on the field for both players, and now with Bjorn on the line, let's see if he can turn this one around. He knows that Pelipper Rain is maybe not like the easiest option to bring here, because yeah, you have that Whimsicott who can change it into Sun every moment now, but I don't know if Bjorn doesn't have like the flexibility or like any other option of like not working with the rain, so to say. Yeah. He has good mons on his side, but yeah, every mon on his side wants that rain to be up. The Basque Legion wants it up, so Swift Swim can activate. Archaludon wants it up for its Electro Shot. Yeah, even the Decidueye Hisuian wants it for like fire moves and stuff. Yep. So. We'll probably see the Pelipper, but I think maybe we see another lead around. Not maybe leading the Pelipper anymore, and yeah, maybe something else that
just
can
simple adaptation. Yeah. Simple adaptation could prove very useful, as you are always having that option of just being able to switch in, getting that rain instantly, and Elias will have to try and predict the rain coming up.
Yeah. Indeed. Let's see what the lead is going to be. We see the same lead coming out from Elias with Whimsicott and Annihilate. And Clefable, Pelipper from Bjorn. So same lead. So far no adaptation from Bjorn's side on the field.
Okay, let's take a look at if there's going to be a difference at the very least and what these players will do. Because we do have the Follow Me that is able to go again. You are sacrificing your Clefable. But in that regard, is that maybe worth it to certainly get rid of this Annihilate? Because you do not want a Rage Fisted Annihilate up and running, being able to decimate Pokemon left and right, because Beat Up will of course do damage from here till really till top 4.
Indeed, until top 4 of course. So we'll see But yeah, the Annihilate wasn't like really the problem, and we saw that Elias was really happy to sacrifice it because Clefable is a bit of like an annoying Pokemon for his side of the field, so sacrificing it is like a good option for him. We see that the same Terra type goes off for Elias once again. The Whimsicott, Power Water, you know, easy. Like the Weather Ball doesn't do anything, Hurricane doesn't do anything. And we see Follow Me coming out. That means that the final Gambit from Annihilate is still an option here. See if it goes out. We see the beat up this time around, so that means that Elias was indeed prepping to get that off, boosting his Annihilate for that Rage Fist. But yeah, that plan falls into the water, of course. You see a Rage Fist coming off, and that does absolutely nothing against a resisted hit, meaning even a Rocky Helmet damage. You see the Hurricane coming off into that Annihilate. It's not enough to KO it because that Assault Vest is keeping it alive. Well, now Bjorn has indeed a better advantage than in game 1. Seeing that he doesn't change anything, what he chose for the right move. You see another Follow Me coming right up, but yeah, of course, the Annihilate can't use the final Gambit anymore because it's so low. Sunny Day coming up, hoping that that Hurricane will miss this time around for Elias. The Rage Fist coming in once again, a fist to the face to Clefable. That does a little bit more damage now, but still not enough to get that KO. And with the Rocky Helmet damage, we see Annihilate falling, but a Tailwind goes up for Bjorn, his side of the field. That means that Bjorn, of course, now has a faster Pokemon on his side, meaning that Elias is in a bit of a speed disadvantage right now, but with Whimsicott be having priority due to its prankster, that Tailwind can be right set up on his side of the field, but still you have to fight against that Clefable that's still annoying on the field, sitting there menacingly. But yeah, now, and you can, Elias also can go for that Hyper Voice, but if I'm correct, that Pelipper has Wide Guard, so that is something that Elias needs to be aware of as well. You see the Weather Ball going off once again into that Ursaluna, doing a good chunk of damage. Moonblast goes off into Pelipper, also dealing a good half. A Moonblast also again.
Why is everything so fast on this team?
Everything goes fast. Where is it? Now I want the 2-second wait between animations.
Honestly.
But yeah, the Ursaluna goes down to that Moonblast. That means that only one Pokemon is left for, two Pokemon of course, with one in the back for Elias. Seeing that Typhlosion once again. But yeah, Bjorn is a really good position here, having all 4 of its Pokemon left. Like, he could easily say, okay, you can KO my Clefable and I switch out my Pelipper, or get a KO on both of them. Like, you know, I'm pretty safe here because yeah, clicking now a Wide Guard or something is pretty easy for Bjorn because yeah, his choice specs, you lock it in. But we see that he doesn't do that. We see that he switches out his Pelipper.
Yeah, to the Archaladon, which will definitely not enjoy any type of fire type move coming out from his Typhlosion. But with the Follow Me as well, it will be able to redirect this Moonblast at the very least. Clefable still hanging on. Let's see, it is the Shadow Ball as well. So Pelipper is able to potentially come in and still deal some good damage to either of these Pokemon. Electroshock will be a 2-turn move as long as Sun is up. But put Pelipper in, the Rain is up. But then you have that Whimsicott, of course, with that Sunny Day, with that pesky Sunny Day.
Yeah, the pranks of Sunny Day is a really pain in the buttocks for Bjorn. So,
in your hiney.
In the hiney.
The hiney.
On the behind.
Yeah, honestly, I can't be Diglett about this, but like, this is just one of those things where you have to start using Pokemon's name. I'll make a Mankey out of you as well.
No, but yeah, now that Hisuian Typhlosion is locked in that Shadow Ball, that means that it's less threatening. You can't just go for the Eruptionist of the table, Overheat of the table, so that Archaladon feels a lot more safer right now. We see Pelipper coming back in, meaning Rain is back up, Tailwind goes off for Whimsicott. Let's see where that Shadow Ball is going to hit. You see it going straight into that Archaladon. Does a good amount of damage, but yeah, you know, Archaladon is Archaladon and yeah, it's bulky. We see the Electroshot coming up. Let's see where that Electroshot is going to hit, probably against that Whimsicott if I was Bjorn. Because yeah, now with Pelipper back on the field, you don't want the Sunny Day to be back up. We see the Electroshot coming up into that Whimsicott, and that's indeed a one-hit KO. And I think this is, yeah, I think we're up for game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. This rain will not go away for the remaining of this turn, as this Typhlosion will have to try make sure this next Shadow Ball could potentially KO the Archelon, but then there's still the Pelipper to do it, and there's still a Samurott as well. There's too many options here that Bjorn has, which Elias cannot deal with, and that does mean that we are going to, as you said, to a game 3. So what are the adaptations coming in? We have seen the rain mode before with the Pelipper. We've seen trying to make sure that beat up isn't working on the Annihilate as well. So looking, the Clefable is the key, I feel, for Bjorn and his strategy.
Yeah, indeed. I think we were talking about Bjorn adapting like for game 2. We saw that he didn't do any adaptations. He was like, oh, 4 that I brought were good enough. Just have to execute my plan. Just have to be, I don't want to say lucky, but like reading well into the opponent that he doesn't go for the final gambit into the Clefable. But yeah, because Elias was thinking like, oh, he's not going to do the same thing. He knows Clefable is going to KO by that final gambit, so I go for my beat up. But still, Bjorn said, no, follow me. Follow the leader.
You see this finger, you'll follow it.
Indeed.
Honestly, I'll point to where you want me to hit it. I'm pointing to me. You're hitting me. You don't have a choice.
So that beat up strategy for the Annihilate was like down in the gutter, and that was a key moment, I think, because it was really hard for Elias to come back into it, because without the Fable there, he could easily put out his strategy there. So we have to see what Pokemons they are going to bring right now. I think the Weather Wars is still going to be a thing. Like absolutely. I said, Pelipper is a must-bring for Bjorn in every moment because he wants that range setup. So that means that Whimsicott comes in response. But then you have to see, okay, which Pokemon are going to lead? Is Annihilate Whimsicott a good lead for this? For that eventually Fable Pelipper if that comes back.
Speaking of leads, we have Annihilate and Whimsicott and the Pelipper Clefable. This is the Tale as Old as time because I must be having a deja vu because this is the 3rd time we're seeing this. Now, what will be the option? We've seen Bjorn easily go for the follow me in the previous few 2 turns. Elias predicting that and going game 1 for the other option of not using beat up, but instead going for final gambit and sunny day, and with the Terra Water as well attached to it. Second game went for the beat up, but unfortunately hitting the Clefable with the Rocky Helmet as well, adding too much damage on top of that as the Annihilate also went for a Rage Fist.
We see what is going to be brought in and what moves were clicked the turn right now. We see Whimsicott turning into Terra of Water once again. Always a good strategy for Elias' side of the field. We talked about it before. Let's see how it will work out right now. We see the Follow Me once again coming right up. Now it's the question, does Elias click Final Gambit or not? We see Tailwind coming right up. So still waiting if that Final Gambit comes out right or not. We see the Final Gambit coming out into the Clefable, meaning that it is 100% a KO, an easy trade for him, and the Tailwind is already up on Elias' side on the field.
Yep, still having the option to potentially put up Sun in the following turn. Tailwind has been already set up as the Pelipper is going with a Hurricane. It is going into this Water type. Whimsicott doing still massive amount of damage, but Whimsicott still hanging in strong. As now the follow-up, what Elias has to do could be seen as quite hard because Pelipper is able to Hurricane still, but as long as there is, for example, an Ursaluna here right now, but a Typhlosion in the back, you will still have to think about these rain turns.
Yeah, indeed. The Whimsicott can take like any other move on the Pelipper anymore. The Weather Ball is probably going to do enough, unless maybe the Sun is up. I'm not really sure. But yeah, and the Hurricane is definitely a one-hit KO. The Ursaluna is brought back once again. In the first 2 games, we didn't see it do anything much. So let's see what it's going to do now. Like I said before, it can go for that Hyper Voice because Wide Guard is there. But yeah, Blood Moon and Earth Power are still available for that Archelon. Or do you want to get rid of the Pelipper as soon as possible, making sure that no rain can be set up and your Sun is safe to go? Yeah. Let's see what is getting locked in. We see the Terra coming off from Bjorn, his side on the field. That's probably going to be that Archelon, meaning that it's now Terra Grass, making sure that that he can be redirected, can be put to sleep or anything, and even that Earth Power is not super effective. Moonblast goes into the Pelipper, doing once again a good chunk of damage. Blood Moon goes off, probably also into the Pelipper slot. That's a really good one-hit KO.
He wanted that bird gone.
Yeah, like I said before, like you want that Pelipper gone because that makes sure that the rain is no longer an issue. now the trade, Bjorn traded really well here, making sure Whimsicott was gone, definitely. Because, yeah, then you make sure Sunny Day doesn't get put up. And then, yeah, if Typhlosion is in the back, he's been put in a disadvantage. And there's a huge threat against that Archelodon.
See, I want to argue against that right now because we do have the Tailwind set up on the Typhlosion end and on the Blood Moon end. While both of the Pokemon on Bjorn's side are slower right now, Blood Moon has been used by the Ursaluna, but very, very much so it could just as well go for Hyper Voice on the Archelodon, which is no longer resisting it. Plus an Eruption, it is still 150 base power. It will be half in the rain. It will do less on the Samurott, but it's still super effective on the Archelodon right now.
That's true indeed. The major difference now is that indeed the Dragon typing is gone. And of course also we see the Eruption going off, doing a good chunk against that Archelodon. With the Hisuian Typhlosion at full health, the crit on Samurott. That means that the stamina boost is there for Archelodon. Hyper Voice goes off, the Samurott is KO'd, but that Archelodon still managing to be on the field, living. But yeah, what is the move that he locked into? Probably the body press into that Ursaluna. That's not a one-hit KO. So that is a really, really good position for Elias right now, and that means that probably this that we see Elias going into the finals against Marius, and the third or fourth place for Bjorn.
Yeah, exactly. So having to deal with that, very well piloted by Elias there. We'll be back soon again with our finals, which will be Elias versus Marius. We'll let Elias take a little break, and then we'll continue right up with finals.
Indeed. See you soon.